Right, that's the Hotel Vladivostok. I'm off now to see if I can find the Dongchun ferry terminal. Not ferry terminal, but ferry ticket office. It's overcast, so it's not too bad right now, but in my room the temperature readout says 30 degrees. Vladivostok is roasting in the summer, and the place is wall to wall South Korean and Chinese tourists. Wall to wall. Totally different vibe than Magadan and Yakutsk and all that. Like, this place has like been in San Francisco and places, you know. That's got to be the train station, right? Has to be. Alright, what I know is that it's the big white building behind the train station, and it's on the second floor. This is from a post on Horizons Unlimited. So there's definitely the train station. So is it that big white building there? Is that kind of white? Or is it that one off down there? Just gotta check it, I suppose. Well, this place is probably the most famous train station in the world, apart from maybe one or two of the ones in London or something like that. But this is the start of the Trans-Siberian Railway. It goes the whole way to Moscow. And the whole way along this boardwalk there's people with tour guides getting pointed at. This is the start of the Trans-Siberian Railway. I knew it. I didn't need the tour guides to tell me. I promise I did. I knew it. There's a fantastic waterfront here. Like, Vladivostok is some harbour and port, and with the train station, you can say this place is an epicentre of commerce, no doubt about it. I spent quite a bit of time looking for the Dongchun ferry terminal, and you're relying on quite old information, so I was starting to doubt whether or not it still existed. Is the Dongchun ferry office, is it just an office which is actually a travel agent where you can just go in and buy the ticket, or does it say Dongchun over the top? No one speaks English, and I have my little pocket translator with me, you know, the Lonely Planet translation guide. It's very good for explaining to a doctor if you've venereal disease, but really bad. Where's the ferry, please? Or where do we buy a ticket for the ferry? Well, I found it. It's actually in the first place I looked. Across the bridge as you cross over the train lines. It's literally the building directly behind the train station. Exactly what the advice said, actually. Look at the sweat pouring out of me. But it's closed. It's Sunday. I thought maybe it'd be open. I need to go through my little Lonely Planet Russian and see whether or not I can figure out what that sign says. When I first got to the Hotel Vladivostok, I noticed that there were 3 bikes parked outside, and I had been looking out for these guys. As it turned out, they were a bunch of Swiss guys, 3 Marcuses and Paul. That's what they affectionately became known as, the 3 Marcuses and Paul. But these guys had actually driven from Switzerland to Vladivostok via Kazakhstan and Mongolia. So it was kind of a pity that I met them in just the last night that I was there. But we headed off out for the evening, out for a couple of beers and something to eat. I can't describe the difference in the vibe that Vladivostok has to the rest of Russia. I haven't felt so comfortable in a place just walking around, and whether or not it was just because I was relaxed because I had everything booked up with the bike or not, and everything was kind of locked and loaded, or it was something else, but it was as relaxed as I've ever been. With the tickets bought and everything done in Vladivostok, it was time to make my way to the small town of Zarabino, which was only a 250 or so kilometre ride around the peninsula. I'm about 40 minutes outside of Vladivostok. I'm on my way down around to Zarabino to catch the ferry to South Korea. Because I got these constant problems with the front tyre, every 20 minutes I got to pull in off the road, check the air pressure, because if it goes down to flat completely, I mightn't be able to reset the bead when I pump it up with the compressor next time. So I just got to make sure it never gets flat and just nurse it around to Zarabino, you know. I got 2 hours to get there. It's about another 140, 150 kilometers, so I've got to haul ass. Hopefully I get there. This is the last hard bit because it's only a small distance from the airport in Canada to where I'm going to get it all fixed up. The front tyre held out to Zarabino anyway, so I'm here, and I think this post opens about 1 o'clock and then they start letting me through. I think this, nobody seems to really speak English or anything like that to maybe let you know what you need to do, but somebody always shows up anyway, hopefully. I think I'm through the first bit. I don't know though. Any of the places which are inside this building, all the shutters are closed. I don't know that they open at 2 o'clock, just for the 2 hours before the ship leaves and process everybody in one go. I got through the initial gate, I just paid $2.50 and I drove down here, but I'm worried that I didn't, you know, do some custom stuff there, but there was nobody to ask or anything like that. Because if it gets late in the day and you haven't got the customs things done and you try and get on the ferry, they won't let you, you know. So I'm not on the boat until I'm on the boat. Or actually, I'm not on the boat until it leaves. Fair play to Sam Gamgee, the front tyre held out. I tell you, the amount of worry and stress that had me under over the last two weeks was savage. It turned out to be just 2 pump-ups. That was it. I thought it'd be 1 every 20 kilometres. It's really strange, you know. I just walked in and I was waiting on stuff to open. And then, you know, a woman who looked a lot like my mother actually came over to me and she just said, "Where's your documents?" And I gave them to her. And then she kind of scurried off, helped me fill out a form. And now she's vanished with them, you know. But this other woman who works behind the office, she came over and said, "Oh no, you need to come over here. You know, pay tax here, pay there." And I had to give the woman who looks like my mother 3,000 rubles, which is about $100, and she's gone somewhere with it. And the documents, you know. So there's a huge amount of trust you need to put in it. And, you know, there's an old saying, you know, anybody who looks like your mother can't be that bad, you know. You have to be able to trust them. You just have to be able to. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that too, right? What do you think? Ferry door is closing. Woohoo! Yeah! Bring on South Korea. I never actually thought I'd get here, you know. I was so full of doubt coming down on the bike. And thankfully I am. It's whether or not now I can get to Korea on time to meet the truck who'll bring me to the craters. Jesus. Problems, just there's nothing but problems. You be sick of it. I'm on the Dongchong ferry. This is a first class cabin. It has 4 beds. I don't know if I'll be in here on my own or if there's 3 other lads going to show up. But I think I'm out of Russia. I think. But the bureaucracy is so bad in Russia that sometimes, you know, I don't think I'm actually out until the boat is actually moving, you know, so let's see. It's been a mental day, you know, barely rain and go, worried about the tyre, got to customs, go, you know, this farm, that farm, documents, you know, you're carrying around a heap of shit with you all day. So I just tip around now and see what the boat is like. I think it's, from the time we leave, it's 22 hours, something like that. That's the men's bags. I won't be taking a shite there, that's for sure. That's the arrivals. They're just about. But if there's one thing you need on a ferry deck, it's a pink chair. Life rafts and a pink chair. Just one pink chair just sitting out there, all by itself. Just adds that touch of je ne sais quoi, you know what I mean? Not out of Russia yet. It is now about 9 o'clock in the evening. The ferry still hasn't left yet. It was supposed to leave at 6, which has big implications for when I get to Korea, by the way, because it was already going to dock at 4 p.m. Which was fine because then I would get on a truck and I'd be able to get it to craters, you know, someone who could crate the bike, and then it would go on the Friday and fly out on the Saturday. But if I can't get it to them tomorrow, I don't know what the hell that means for getting to Seoul even now tomorrow evening. It means it's got to be Friday, is it? I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those things you could do absolutely nothing about and just roll with the punches. Apparently we're just waiting on 2 trucks. It's like Russia just doesn't want to let you go, you know. Good morning on the ferry. We finally got out of Russia last night at about, I don't know, was it 10 or 11 o'clock? So the whole idea now is I've officially left Russia. But you wouldn't believe the amount of paperwork I can just get rid of now, but I won't get rid of it right away. I'll get rid of it when I'm in Canada, just in case, you know. But after this now, just got to get to Southwark, get on a truck, go to a craters, crate the bike, and then try and go to find a hotel in Seoul, and then fly out on Saturday. Today is Thursday. There's a bit to do yet. I can tell you, there is no danger of us being able to see North Korea today. And I can tell you, we're giving it a wide berth. You know, what's international waters? Or sorry, territorial waters, I think it's 10 miles from the shore. I don't know what it is, but I'm only spoofing. But I think they'd be worried that there'd be shells. They'd start shelling the boat or something like that. Or the boat would be impounded. We've gone miles out to sea to bypass. It's the city of Sokcho, South Korea. Finally made it. Now we're going to get into Korea, meet Wendy, Choi, figure out getting the bike off the boat onto a truck to Seoul. From there, got to get it to Craters. I can't imagine we'll get it all done today. But it's 10 to 3 Sokcho time, so I think it's a 3-hour truck ride to Seoul. So just play it by ear. Quick status update. The ferry got here too late, that's the bottom line, right? So the girl I'm dealing with, whose name is Wendy Choi, she has arranged for a trucker to take me to their offices, and I'm going to stay in their offices until 2 a.m. in the morning. At 2 a.m. then the actual truck is going to come and collect me, right? The actual truck is going to come and collect me. We load up the bike and go to the Craters, who I think open at 6 a.m. in Seoul. I had visions in my head of being able to get a shower, you know, after so long on the boat. I wanted to be able to get, you know, someplace stay tonight. You know, thinking of, oh, you know, it's great, I get a day in Seoul tomorrow. I'll go around and, you know, take pictures of all the nice places. Wrong, I'll be running around still freighting the fucking bike. Everything will be a scramble because the flight is very early Saturday morning. Anyway, it's been a scramble the whole time, so mate, no point in changing now. You know, say you're 65 or something and maybe you have a grandchild or something like that, and you tell them that, you know, oh yeah, I was stuck on the docks in South Korea, you know, in Sokcho docks, waiting on a trucker. I stayed in some trucker offices too, and then, you know, went to Seoul, blah blah blah, all that stuff. You start to sound like Grandpa off The Simpsons. No one will fucking believe you. The bike fairly unceremoniously dumped up at the back of a kind of a truck. Really need to strap this down well or it's just going to fall out in the middle of South Korean traffic. Yet another in a long list of vehicles used to transport Sam Gamgee around the world. At this stage, in fairness, it's not Sam Gamgee's fault now at the moment. This is purely because you can't ride in South Korea without registering the vehicle here, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Well, I'm staying in that little container tonight. There's Sam Gamgee, he's out in the truck. It's 6 o'clock in the evening, Korea time, and we're going to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to Seoul, I think, but it might be 7 o'clock. But the driver's quite tired, so he wants to go asleep now. But he wants me to go asleep as well, but I don't want to fucking go asleep at 6 o'clock in the fucking evening. Not after a 22-hour fucking ferry ride where all he was doing was kipping, you know. It's yesterday morning at like 7 o'clock when I last did the shower, so that's, you know, getting on for 40 hours ago now. So, and it's been really humid and sticky, so we're starting to smell like I used to when I was in college. You know, when you wouldn't, well, we used to wash a lot in college, but you just wouldn't have clean clothes to change into, you know. There's the bike just behind me there. I'm just heading out for a walk. You know, it's 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the evening, so I'm just going to go on and have a stroll around and see what I can see. It's a completely different buzz than Russia though, completely different. You know, the big thing is that there seems to be a heap of trust in the place. In the supermarkets there, you know, the tills weren't staffed. Like, for the last 2.5 months, I've been pointing at stuff in shops. You know, you point at it and say, I have that. You hand them the money, then they give you the goods. You know, zero trust. Here, the place where we're asleep, it's not even locked. You know, it's just completely different. I mean, it is night and day difference, night and day. I tell you, coming from Russia to this place, Sokcho in South Korea, culture shock of the century. It's just culture shock of the century. Can't say any more than that. Howdy, this is where I'm putting the head down tonight. The bed, I got the TV, the fly swatter for the mosquitoes because they're fucking everywhere. There's one just went by, bastard. 2:36 a.m. I have a big mosquito biting the end of my nose. Boo to the mosquitoes. Did you know that it's only female mosquitoes that bite you? What do we got to say to that? Anyway, about to leave for Seoul. It's 44 hours since my last shower. I've had 4 wing washes in that time, you know, with the baby wipes, the wing wash under every place where the sun doesn't shine. It doesn't matter, it's not making any difference now. The only thing that does make you actually feel better is when you brush your teeth. It makes you feel a bit cleaner anyway, you know. Hello, it cleans. Planes, trains and automobiles continues. To 6 in the morning. We're in Seoul now. I can't believe how packed the roads are, and it's 10 to 6. You know, just goes to show how early people start work here. The infrastructure in this city is incredible, like tunnels and, you know, massive bridges. Some setup. This is the company here that's going to crate the motorcycle, and then once it's crated, it'll be collected by somebody else and then brought to the airport. And I think I'm probably up at about 5 a.m. in the morning because the flight is at 8 o'clock, which goes via Japan, and from Japan then over to Vancouver, Canada. Poor little kitten, look. So still a bit to do yet. See how the crating goes. They're not open yet, so maybe we'll be hanging around for a while. It's starting to piss rain, so I really hope they start to load us before we all get soaked and all the gear gets soaked. It's been lashing rain all day. We all got soaked taking the bike off the truck, and you know, soaking wet in on top of not showering in a really long time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if when I try to check into the hotel, they tell me to fuck off because they think I'm a vagrant or something, you know. I'm getting the bike crated here now at the moment. This is the crating company. We got it in off the lorry, which involved driving up behind the back of the truck with a pallet and then backing out the bike onto the pallet, then dropping it down and right it here. And we're just taking off all the panniers and reduced the height as much as we could. I couldn't take off the front wheel because I don't have the bit to take it off, so it's going to end up costing me a fortune extra. But anyway, there's nothing I can do about it. So it's fucking mental, you know. It's like, I don't know, what am I into this now? 52 hours or so since I left, you know, Vladivostok. Things are going pear-shaped. When we weighed the bike with all my stuff and the fact that it was crated, it was 40 kilos over what we booked it through customs for, which is outside the margin of error, so I had to dump 30 kilos worth of gear. So what it is, I just piled it into a bag. You know, it'll amount to a huge extra bag to bring on the plane. So what I need to do is just go through it and say, okay, look, how much of this stuff do you need? Throw it away. You need to ask yourself the question whether or not you could replace it for cheaper when you get to Vancouver, so just dump it. But, well, I'm saying goodbye to all this stuff here. So it's a huge amount of weight in Tassin. I have 3 flights to take, one to Japan and then a connecting flight within Japan and then a train and then a fucking another connecting flight. It's a disaster. Whenever you book, whenever you press the button cheapest flight, make sure you read the fine print. Good morning. It's 6:30 in the morning. This is Seoul, Korea, and I'm heading to the airport to go to Japan. 2 stops in Japan, then a train, and then I head to Vancouver, Canada. Right now, I think we are 9 hours ahead of Ireland, and by the time I get to Vancouver, I think it's either 8 or 9 hours behind. Isn't that amazing? 9 hours ahead to 9 hours behind, and nothing would have changed for them. So I guess all of that time I was sucked up by sitting in a plane. So I guess I'll be travelling for the next 24 hours. The bike should ship out today, so with a bit of luck. The humidity here is wicked. Just sit here and you just sweat buckets. Oh, thank you. Breakfast, Gimpo International Airport, Seoul, Korea. This is the flight to Vancouver. After how long are we on the road now? So I got up at 6, it's 5:32 Japan time. No idea how long the flight is. And I actually don't mind, because even if it's 12 or 14 hours, if you've spent 30 or 72 hours in the Chinese region in Mongolia, the leg room on this thing is like been in heaven compared to it, you know. It's great to be on the flight to Vancouver. Going to collect the bike now. When I collect, well, from customs in Canada, see when I can find it. Once I get the bike, then I got to take it down to Pacific, Yamaha, BMW, get it fixed up, and then when that's all done, I can get back on the road. It's still a couple of days away though, and the jet lag at the moment is wicked, absolutely wicked. Okay, not surprisingly, there's a problem. I suppose I don't know, maybe because it was shipped out of Korea or something. This is just a sampling problem. What happens is every now and then they just decide they're going to pick a bike and inspect it, and you know, I suppose look for dirt in it, and I'm really glad now that I gave it a pretty reasonable clean before I shipped it. So I'm just going to go over to customs and ask them what the problem is. Still got a shot at getting it today, I guess. But right now it looks like I might get it tomorrow. But I was just talking to them to just make sure they know I showed up for it, so I'm not getting charged storage for it and all that crap. Anyway, there's always a problem, but there's been many problems and they've all been surmounted. This is just another one. Released. So, bike's been released. Now we're going to go over, try and decrate it and start the Hail Mary process on the front tyre. Day 2, try to get the bike back. Customs wouldn't release it yesterday for whatever reason, and you know, when you talk to customs they just say, yeah, it'll be ready when it's ready. You know, you're just dealing with the ultimate bureaucracy. Anyway, they've released it now, so it's just a matter of getting them to stamp and pay all the charges, then decrate the bike, and hopefully I've got some air in the front tyre and I can pump it up. Can you believe this long after the road evolved, I'm still talking about pumping up the front fucking tyre since Ulan Ude has been giving me fucking jib. Unreal. Looks like it's ready to go. Put petrol in, front tyre pumped up thankfully. Tomorrow morning it'll go to Pacific, BMW, hopefully they'll be able to fix it. The problem is I have an oil leak. I think there's some problem. I think when it got packed up there was some damage done to it. But hey, just add it to the fucking list, right? Me and Shelley, this is Shelley Williamson, she is from the Yukon, She's living in Vancouver because she's down here on probation.
Oh,
When she was arrested.
Victoria.
Yeah, she's in Victoria. She was arrested. It's the only place that let her live now. But she's a friend of John Mundy. That's how I know her. And she is bringing me all around Vancouver. And I do mean all around Vancouver.
You got me lost.
Yeah, she got herself. We actually had to go and buy a TomTom. She's got worse directional sense than I do. So, just getting, what are we getting? Got to replace a camera, some tools.
We're spending all of Oisin's money.
Yeah, and she's calling me nice.